I dare you to comment down below, what is your favorite WWE brand of all time? Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I'm going to be going into WWE 2K20 universe mode, but a computer drafts for me. Now, the way this is going to work, as you see on screen right now, a random name picker is on screen. I have the entire WWE 2K20 universe mode roster put into this generator. I'm going to click pick a random name, and every single name that it gives me for the first 20, I'm going to put into the universe mode, and we're going to simulate 12 months as we always do. But before we get into the first draft pick here today, if you are new to the channel, go and hit that subscribe button today, because one, is absolutely free, and two, you can unsubscribe at any point in the future. And can we hit 500 likes on this video in the first 24 hours? I think we can. So without further ado, who is going to be our #1 draft pick and the first world champion? Let's find out as the generator does what it does. Mark Andrews is the first to be generated. So Mark Andrews will start off as our WWE champion. Let's find out who our second draft pick's gonna be. It is Adam Cole, baby. Moving into the #3 draft pick, who are we getting? Mandy Rose. So that means Mandy Rose is our starting women's champion here in the universe mode. Who will our fourth draft pick be? I'm really curious. Akam from AOP. Okay, that's a little different. Pick #5 is on the way, and we get AJ Styles. The phenomenal one joins the brand. Who's joining AJ Styles though at #6? It is Chyna, the 9th wonder of the world, comes to the universe mode today. This roster is absolutely insane, but who's pick #7? It is Andrade El Idolo. You love to see that, man. Andrade is going to be doing dope work in this universe mode. We're on draft pick #8 of 20, and it's going to be Baron Corbin, somebody that I would never really draft, to be honest. So that's kind of interesting to see. But who is going to be #9 in this draft? Rowan is #9. Okay, so Eric Rowan is going to show up in this universe mode. Again, somebody I normally would not pick, but hey, I'm cool with it. This is the halfway mark. Who's #10? It's going to be Aleister Black. So I realize we only have 2 women on our roster right now, but I mean, hey, look, it is up to the computer who gets drafted. So who's going to be #11 on this roster? It's going to be Ali. A lot of A's have been taken, I've noticed, as we go into our pick #12, but Mark Henry looks to bring the Hall of Pain to this universe mode series, and I'm really interested to see how Mark Henry does in this universe mode. Will #13 be unlucky, or is it going to be a lucky pick? It's Bray Wyatt. So you got to think that's a big pick right there. We're 14 picks in with this pick. Who is it going to be? Ariya Daivari. That's somebody I definitely would not pick usually. But I mean, hey, maybe Ariya Daivari can turn his luck around here in the universe mode today. Let's find out later on. We're about to be on pick #15, which means there's 5 picks left after this. But hey, yo, Chico, the bad guy, Razor Ramon is drafted. This is the most weird roster I think I've ever seen in my life. As we head into pick 16 now, who could it be but Mr. McMahon? Oh my goodness. I am genuinely shook at that pick. I did not expect Mr. McMahon to get drafted. Imagine Mr. McMahon wins the championship. Heading into pick #17, can we get some more women, please? There we go. Lana has been drafted to the universe mode. There's 3 picks left, and who is going to get drafted next but Alicia Fox, as Noam Dar would say. There are 2 picks remaining. Who is going to be the 19th pick in the draft? Let's find out. It will be Molly Holly. Oh my goodness. And with the last pick in this draft, it will be none other than Roderick Strong. We're kicking off our first pay-per-view with Money in the Bank. Ali has defeated Roderick Strong to kick things off here tonight. Moving forward, Akam is the WWE champion as he defeats Mark Andrews. This universe mode might be the most random I think I've ever done. Nevertheless, though, congratulations to Akam as he is our new WWE champion. Lana defeats Alicia Fox in singles competition. We have Rowan defeating Ariya Daivari. Meanwhile, Chyna defeats Sonya Deville, who isn't on the roster, but all right. Nevertheless, though, AJ Styles does not win the Money in the Bank because that honor goes to Adam Cole, baby, as he becomes our new Mr. Money in the Bank in a match that featured Bray Wyatt, Mr. McMahon, Aleister Black, AJ Styles, Andrade, Mark Henry, and Baron Corbin. And in the main event of the evening, Mandy Rose retains retains her women's championship against Molly Holly. Heading all the way over now into the month of July, it is time for Extreme Rules, where we see Roderick Strong and Ali run it right back. And we have now Razor Ramon losing to Mr. McMahon. I would assume that Mr. McMahon beat Razor Ramon, you know, for the whole WCW thing. But nevertheless, Lana loses to Molly Holly as we move into the next match. Aleister Black defeats Akam for the WWE Championship. So that title is a hot commodity right now. Hot potato and around. And I think Aleister Black as the WWE Champion is going to be very interesting to see going forward. Nevertheless, though, Rowan does defeat Ariya Daivari up next. We then have Mandy Rose defeating Chyna to retain her Women's Championship. Mark Henry defeats Baron Corbin in a battle of the bald heads. We then have Adam Cole defeating Bray Wyatt, and in the main event of the evening, it is Andrade defeating AJ Styles in an Extreme Rules match. It's now time for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. Akam gets a chance to win back that WWE Championship, but can he do it? Or will Aleister? Nope, Aleister retains. I didn't know, man. I hit that simulate button. It was taking a little bit of time to get through. I didn't know if Akam was about to grab that championship right back, but Aleister Black is actually able to defend the championship. Heading into the next match, though, Molly Holly does defeat Lana here at SummerSlam. We then have Ali defeating Ariya Daivari. Mr. McMahon once again defeats Razor Ramon. We then have Roderick Strong and Sonya Deville defeating Mark Henry and Alicia Fox. Sonya Deville did not get drafted, so I do not know why she's on this roster. Nevertheless, though, Andrade does defeat Adam Cole, baby. We have Rowan defeating Bray Wyatt, which is very, very ironic given the Wyatt family circumstances. AJ Styles then defeats Baron Corbin in the main event of the evening. Chyna wins the WWE Women's Championship in a triple threat match featuring Mandy Rose and Kairi Sane, who was not drafted, so why is she here? As we now enter our September pay-per-view, it is time for Hell in a Cell, and congratulations have to go out to Chyna for her win with that WWE Championship last month at SummerSlam. But tonight, can she retain that Women's Championship? That is to be seen, but we do know Rowan does defeat Bray Wyatt here in the opening contest. Nevertheless, Mr. McMahon does defeat Ariya Daivari up next in what was surely to be a banger. I'm positively positive that Mr. McMahon and Ariya Daivari will put on an absolute top tier banger, let me tell you. Nevertheless, though, Andrade does defeat Ali in the next match. I am absolutely sure that that would be a banger. No sarcasm in that one, though. We have Akam and Lana losing to Mark Henry and Mandy Rose in the next match. We have Razor Ramon defeating Roderick Strong, and that is an interesting matchup. I wonder how that would go. Comment down below. Do you think Roddy and Razor would put on a banger IRL? I don't know, personally. We then have Molly Holly winning the Women's Championship from Chyna. Oh my goodness. Molly Holly just defeated Chyna. Chyna was not able to retain her Women's Championship here tonight. Molly Holly just stole the belt. Oh my goodness. Nevertheless, though, Baron Corbin does defeat AJ Styles, and in the main event of the evening, Adam Cole, baby, loses a Hell in a Cell match to Aleister Black, where Aleister Black retains his WWE Championship. We now enter the month of October, which is Super Showdown, and Chyna wins back the SmackDown Women's Championship. That is hilarious to me that she just won the belt back like that. Nevertheless, though, Ali does defeat Mark Henry. I've said nevertheless so much in this video, my bad. Moving forward, though, Lana does lose to Zelina Vega, who is not drafted in this universe mode. Don't know why she's here, but I mean, hey, it's a nice guest appearance from Zelina Vega. We then have Ariya Daivari defeating Mr. McMahon in the rematch of the century. Let me tell you, match of the year candidate right here, guys. AJ Styles loses to Roderick Strong, and I know that was an absolute barn burner. We have Akam defeating Razor Ramon. That's former WWE Champion Akam right there. We have Baron Corbin defeating Adam Cole, baby. Andrade then defeats Bray Wyatt. We have Aleister Black retaining the WWE Championship against Rowan, and in the main event of the evening, Mandy Rose defeats Alicia Fox. Welcome to the month of November. It is time for the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Rowan opens things up by defeating Mark Henry in the Battle of the Bald Heads yet again. We then have Lana defeating Molly Holly in a singles match. Ali, Razor Ramon, Adam Cole, and Ariya Daivari lose an 8-man tag match to Baron Corbin, Akam, Mankind? I almost said Mankind. Andrade, and Mr. McMahon. Where did I get Mankind from? The world may never know. Oops, I skipped these. Chyna loses to Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is your new WWE Women's Champion. So now she has won that belt twice, as she did start off as the champion, has won it right back. Aleister Black then retains his WWE Championship against Roderick Strong in another match that I'm certain would be top tier banger. And in the main event of the evening, AJ Styles defeats Bray Wyatt in a singles match. The month of December in the universe mode is finally here. It is time for tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. We kick things off with Adam Cole defeating Andrade in the opening contest. Molly Holly defeats Alicia. I'm not even gonna do the meme anymore, I apologize. We then have Mr. McMahon defeating the former WWE champion Mark Andrews. Lana loses to Sonya Deville, who I still don't know why she's here. Ali loses to Mark Henry. We have Akam defeating Razor Ramon. Rowan defeats Bray Wyatt. We have Mandy Rose retaining her women's championship against Chyna. Roderick Strong loses to AJ Styles. And in the main event of the evening, Aleister Black retains his WWE championship against Baron Corbin in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. We open up the Royal Rumble pay-per-view with the WWE Championship on the line between Rowan and Mark Henry. Wait, whoa. What happened? Hold on. Mark Henry has won the WWE Championship. The new champion went through a grueling battle with his enemy and came out on top when the stakes were at their highest. Mark Henry won the WWE Championship from Aleister Black on an episode of SmackDown? All right, I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. But nevertheless, Mark Henry is battling Rowan tonight. Mark Henry does retain the WWE Championship here at the Royal Rumble. We then have Razor Ramon defeating Mr. McMahon. After that, Alicia Fox loses to Molly Holly, who picks up the big win. Bray Wyatt defeats Akam right after that. Mandy Rose retains the Women's Championship against Chyna. We then have the Men's Royal Rumble match. It was a 10-man Rumble. Obviously, there's not that many people on this roster, so it is what it is. Adam Cole does defeat Ali. And we then have AJ Styles defeating Roderick Strong. In the main event of the evening, Baron Corbin does defeat Andrade. But who won the Royal Rumble? It was actually Andrade. All right. You know, if there was ever a man to hold the WWE Championship going into an Elimination Chamber match, I feel like Mark Henry's pretty suiting for that honor, if you ask me. But nevertheless, Arya Daivari does defeat Aleister Black here in the month of February as we kick off Elimination Chamber. We then have Mr. McMahon defeating Roderick Strong in singles competition. Baron Corbin does defeat Mark Andrews up next. Razor Ramon defeats Ali, and that had to have been really good. Like, there's no way that was not good. And in the main event of the evening, Mark Henry retains the WWE Championship as he defeats Rowan, Adam Cole, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, and Akam in an Elimination Chamber matchup. We've arrived to the Fastlane pay-per-view. This is going to show who is going to fight Andrade for that championship. Mark Henry retains. We're getting Mark Henry versus Andrade at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. That's big fight feel if I've ever seen it. Nevertheless, though, Chyna does defeat Alicia Fox. Up next, we have Mandy Rose retaining the Women's Championship against Lana. After that, Molly Holly defeats Sonya Deville, who again, don't know why she's here. Aleister Black does lose the match though to Mr. McMahon. Adam Cole defeats Akam. We then have AJ Styles defeating Roderick Strong. Bray Wyatt defeats Baron Corbin. In the main event of the evening, Razor Ramon defeats Ali. Welcome to the last show of this simulation, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the biggest show of the year, WrestleMania. Razor Ramon kicks things off defeating Akam in singles competition. We then have Ali defeating Arya Daivari in singles competition. Molly Holly does defeat Lana up next. We then have Adam Cole battling Roderick Strong in a battle of the Undisputed Era, apparently, with Adam Cole picking up the big win. Mr. McMahon defeats Aleister Black. We then have Rowan defeating Bray Wyatt. After that, AJ Styles defeats Baron Corbin. We then have Mark Henry retaining the WWE Championship against Andrade. And in the main event of the evening, whoa! Adam Cole, baby, cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania and defeats Mark Henry to become your new and the last WWE champion. And as you guys already know, when the AI cashes in, it always says customized match. I ain't do it. So ending things off now, let's take a look at the championship history. We have the WWE Championship, which started off with Mark Andrews as our champion, who quickly went to Akam. Then it went to Aleister Black. Then it went to Mark Henry. Henry, and then it went right on back to Adam Cole, baby. But let's look at this women's championship. It started off on Mandy Rose, then it went to Chyna, then it went to Molly Holly, then it went back to Chyna, then it went back to Mandy Rose, who has held that belt for a long time now. And just to look real quick, she has held this title for a combined days of 253. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up the video here today. That is what happens when you do WWE 2K20 Universe mode, but a computer drafts for me. Thank you for tuning into this one, and as always and forever, take it easy though, guys. Peace!